Hello, I'm going to talk about rationalization again. I recommend you to watch the previous video that talks about this as well. Let's solve this example. Remember that rationalize means to get rid of radicals in the denominator. The difference here is that I have a subtraction, all right? So you need to remember that when I have the product of a sum, of an addition, times a subtraction, the result is the square of the first term minus the square of the second. I need to have the addition of two terms, and here the subtraction of the two same terms, all right? Remember this? All right, keep this in your mind. And here you have a subtraction. If you multiply by the addition, you would have the square of the first term minus the square of the second, so the radicals will disappear. And remember that you always have to multiply numerator and denominator by the same thing. So I would multiply by this expression. This is called the conjugate of this. It is exactly the same, but instead of subtracting, adding. And this is the conjugate of this, all right? So let's do it. Times this. Now let's operate. Here I just would apply distributive property. So I would multiply like this. Plus 6 square root of 3. And here remember square of the first term, that is 2, minus the square of the second, that will be 4 times 3. This equals 2 minus 12, negative 10. And here I cannot add them because they are different, all right? So it has to remain like this. If you don't want to have a negative here, remember that something positive over something negative is negative. And you leave it like this. Let's solve this other example. Imagine you have to add these two fractions, well, to subtract in this case, and you have these denominators. It is difficult to find common denominator with this, so what we can do is rationalize. We have numbers, and then it is easier to find a common denominator. So I rationalize this. I need to multiply by the conjugate, that is 1 plus square root of 3. So I put it here, and here I'm going to put the result directly. It will be the square of the first term minus the square of the second. 1 square equals 1. Minus, and here I need to multiply by the conjugate of this. So I will write this. I'm not going to write it here because it would be 3 plus square root of 3 times 3 minus square root of 3. And the result is the square of the first term, which is 9, minus the square of the second, that is 3. Let's go on. Here I do have 1 minus 3, that is negative 2, and the numerator, minus 9 minus 3, that is positive 6, and distributive property here, that it would be this, minus 3, because square root of 3 times square root of 3 would be 3. Now it is easier to find common denominator. That would be 6 in this case, least common multiple. 6 divided by negative 2, negative 3. So it would be negative 3 minus 3 square root of 3. Now, careful with this negative sign because it will affect the whole numerator. So I would have this plus this. And now, since I have similar radicals, I can operate. And I would have 3 plus negative 3 plus 3 is 0. It cancels out, all right? And negative 3 square root of 3 minus 3 square root of 3 would be minus 6 square root of 3 over 6. And I can simplify. I can divide 6 by 6, so the result would be this. I hope you found this easy with the explanations, and I'll see you soon. Bye.